Hello! In today's video, I'm going to be bringing the long-awaited Heights of Power or Great Heights wrap-up video. This video will feature the highest servers that score the most points in the game. I'll also be showing screenshots of every single person that got the Adornment skin, or at least has the ability to exchange for it. I'll be showing a new spreadsheet that I made that lists every kingdom in the game, and I will also be showing the heat map towards the end of this video. If you enjoy this video, just make sure to like the video and share it with someone else, because this type of video does take a long time to make. Anyways, let's get into it. So what we are going to do is we are going to show every Heights of Power range where 10 people got the Adornment skin. So we're going to be starting out in range 113 to 120, and you can see 10 people here that got the skin, 9 of them from BTR, and funnily enough, the person in first place from CMAR. And now we are here in the 4th most competitive bracket. This is Kingdom 217 through 224. As you can see, 10 people got enough points to get the Adornment, but if we scroll down, this is the first place where somebody got 30 million points and didn't get top 10. So because of the new change, this player here, Naris MN, who would have otherwise not gotten a skin, is now able to come in here and buy the skin for 6 Seals of Power. So the change to the Heights of Power event coming in clutch for this player here, who otherwise would have gotten completely wrecked after pushing 31.5 million power. Let's continue to the next server. And now we are in the 3rd most competitive Heights of Power bracket, 257 through 264. As you can see in this bracket as well, the 10th place rank is 33.9 million power, so 10 people here are able to buy the Adornment, and if we scroll down, you see in this bracket, 2 people missed out on getting into the top 10. So here, 2 people are saved, both 11th and 12th place, and they are able to instead buy the city theme here if they would like to, which, I mean, who wouldn't, for their 6 Seals of Power. Let's move on now to the 2nd most competitive bracket. Here we are now in the 2nd most competitive bracket. This is Kingdom 49 through 56. Go ahead and take a look here. Rank 10, 37 million power, and only rank 11 here got the bad news of getting 11th place. 36.3 million power, not in the top 10, but again, at least he's able to get this skin here. He can also go ahead and get a pet fruit box or 10 legendary hero tokens for his trouble. But of course, you do want to be in the top 10. Looks like it's also some friendly fire here. I guess they didn't decide to organize their top 10. Maybe that was a mistake. And now we are here in the most competitive bracket, Kingdom 57 through Kingdom 64. Probably everyone saw this coming. It's of course Echo. And in this bracket here, 5 people didn't get the Adornment. But that kind of makes sense because Echo has a lot of people that spend a lot and love their cavalry. So from Echo, it looks like 14 people will be getting the skin, 10 of them getting the skin with the Adornment. That's pretty wild. I also want to point out that Steins got or pushed 43 million power and didn't get top 10. Imagine if this Adornment thing wasn't here and he pushed 43 million power and didn't get the skin even. That would have been pretty rough. So, you know, good thing they're getting saved here with the Seals of Power. Definitely a pretty good change. There's really no way for you to draw a negative from this, other than maybe I wish the Seals of Power were like 2 million power, or 2.5, or 3 million power or something, and then of course you needed an equal amount of them. But just that way there would be able to be some different rewards in here. But I get it. Anyways, now let's go ahead and just briefly take a look at every single person who won an Adornment. This is going to take a while. How many of them do you think there are? So here we are in this browser with an absolute just insane amount of tabs open. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through these pretty quickly. You can go ahead and pause, take a look at them if you'd like. And yes, this just shows everyone's top 10 that had at least one player that got 30 million power. So this data, if you're wondering, took I think it was like 6 hours to collect and aggregate in order to make the video. So I think it was a decent amount of time. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to record very well the last couple of days. I had a bunch of things that I had to do. It's been snowing like crazy here. I had to get rid of some ice and things like that. But yeah, at least I'm able to record this now. I also just didn't want to like stay up, until 3 a.m. making a video, completely throw my sleep schedule out of whack. So I did decide to go to bed at a reasonable time. Anyways, though, this Great Heights change, I think it's pretty good. I really appreciate that they're giving a pity system, and you might think that it's impossible to get 30 million power as free to play, but I am planning on making a video basically as a guide on how to push 30 million power as free to play. It's something that you would definitely have to plan for a pretty long time, and you'd have to time several things for it as well. You would take some pretty massive short-term losses, but if this Heights of Power event is how it's going to work always in the future, and every single, instead of Great Heights, it's going to be this, where there's an Adornment, I think that saving up for 30 million power is something that you probably should do, and it's probably something that I will do as well. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but I think it's something that I would enjoy doing. But yeah, let me know how many people you think are on this list here of the players that got an Adornment, because it's quite a few. I have the answer. If you want to leave a guess or something, or just, I guess say it mentally. I kind of don't like when people say that in videos. Leave a guess in the comment, guys. Like the video for luck. I mean, liking the video for luck is kind of cool, but leaving a comment, I don't know. It's engagement though, which is appreciated. But anyways, the answer for the number of people that got this Adornment, or at least had the ability to purchase it, it's 200. That's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. That's kind of crazy, honestly. So yes, you will in the future see up to 200 people rocking this city skin. And speaking of, thank you to FaceOfBlade for giving me the screenshot and screenshots for the thumbnail of this video. That was highly appreciated. Anyways, we're just at the end here. This is the last screenshot, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was all 200 winners of the new Adornment Cavalry City theme. Hopefully you enjoyed that. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the spreadsheet. And by the way, there will be a link to this spreadsheet in the description below. If you would like to make your own copy of it, go to the top left, press File, and then press Make a Copy, and then you just rename it and press Make a Copy. I've had a lot of people send me these automated email requests to get access to the drive or access to the file. I'm not going to let you edit the master. That's not happening. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the spreadsheet here. So column N and column O can kind of be negated because I decided not to do this season. Let me actually go ahead and, I guess I can't do that because conditional formatting. But yeah, just don't pay attention to these two columns. What we want to pay attention to is column J and column K. I guess kind of also L and M. So column J just displays who pushed the highest amount of power in that bracket. Column K represents who the bubble was. So for example, if we scroll down here, you can see some bubbles that, like this one here, which is 1.331572 million. Which is kind of hilarious. We are actually going to go ahead and touch on this after we take a look at the heat map later. But yeah, you can see a lot of these kingdoms with like really low amounts of power pushed, which I think is just kind of funny. And then in column L, that says A here, this is the amount of players in each kingdom that were able to purchase the Adornment. And you see I have a little count A here for how many brackets the Adornment city themes came from. They came from 46 out of the 78 brackets. So in 32 of the brackets, nobody won an Adornment skin, but you can notice a very large concentration of there being no winners is in the newer servers. You see like server 400, maybe even like server 300 onwards. there's a sheer and very alarming, I would say, drop off in the amount of people that are getting the skin, or the adornment at least. There's also this like cluster of 32 servers here, which I find is pretty interesting. And moving on, the column M here for S is the amount of people that were able to purchase or got the skin from being in the top 10. So most of these columns will just say 10, but you can see here, for example, in this server, Echo server, 15 people got the skin. You can see down here, 11 people got the skin, 12 people got the skin here. And yeah, it's pretty rare for there to be more than 10 people that got the skin in a kingdom. For example, I tracked 78 merges, so there were 780 people that got the skin without the pity. So that means only 9 people in the entire game were forced to use the pity. However, these 9 people would have had an absolutely major feels bad if they didn't get the skin. So even though this pity applies to so few people, it's still an absolutely amazing thing to have in the game. And this counter here, since I didn't point it out earlier, this is the 200 counter that I referenced earlier for how many people actually got the Adornment skin. So before we go ahead and take a look at this season's heat map and general map, we take a look at last time's heat map, and yep, you can see Echo was one of the darkest for sure. And all of the new servers, there really wasn't anything but green over here. There's a little bit of yellow, but you know, not very much. We'll take a look and see maybe if this time's a bit different. Anyways, we have this sheet here, which is copy of full base line. This is something that may be useful if you just want to have a quick reference for who's in what server. I believe this is mostly accurate. I actually made a massive error and almost uploaded this video and recorded it and then uploaded it without realizing that I was missing like 80 servers. Like BTX and their entire KVK merge wasn't showing up in game. Let me show you what I mean real quick. BTX like wasn't showing up in this menu here with like the pre-war server and stuff. So yeah, I almost made a massive blunder. Now they are though here. So yeah, I just recorded it on like the perfectly wrong day when none of these kingdoms were displayed in game. Anyways, yes, if you would like a screenshot of this, I will have a screenshot of it in my Discord server in the announcement channel, or of course you can make a copy of this spreadsheet and just take a screenshot of it yourself. You can feel free to edit it if you would like or add things, but I would appreciate if you leave the credit in the screenshot, especially if you're just going to be, you know, editing like the title or something. I mean, hey, if you want to like completely go through and check all of these servers that I have crossed out, then maybe you can get rid of this, but you know, I appreciate if you leave it there. Anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to what you're here for, the heat map for this grade heights or heights of power. Boom. There we go. So first thing you might notice is we made a little bit of an improvement to the UI up here. We added this little legend, I guess you could call it, just because some people were a little bit confused. I forgot to include this. I think in this heat map I did, yeah, it said green is the lowest rank 20 score, yellow is the middle, red is the highest. This just doesn't translate very well, so hopefully this here is a little bit clearer. Anyways, with that being said, you can see that there's a lot more yellow here on the furthest right side than there was last time, and I find that really interesting. So basically what that means is that there are a couple of brackets here that potentially have some potential, but yeah, they may have some potential to be somewhat formidable when they make it into Season of Strife. I'm not saying they're going to be, you know, like Imperium A tier, but maybe we could have some new, like, solid B tier kingdoms coming into the game. I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. You can see the spots that are red now, and if we go ahead and take a look at last time, you can see the spots that are red have changed quite a bit. Quite a bit for sure. Like CMAR, I guess BTR migrated here, right? Oh, I'm just realizing I called Seoul BTR earlier. I'm gonna get so many comments for that. Sorry, Seoul is Zoo. I was wondering, I'm like, wait, since when is Popo in BTR? I'm gonna have to definitely like put a little disclaimer on screen. I was wondering why this was red and it was Zoo, because yeah. Okay, yes, Seoul is Zoo in Kingdom 116, so that's why this is red. But yeah, if we take a look between the two here, definitely see some shifting in where the colors are. And what this might not, like, yeah, this might not even mean that these kingdoms changed in, like, relative power. It may just mean that the players in the kingdoms focus on different unit types. Because this spreadsheet here is for archers, and this one's for cavalry. So you could maybe use this as a gauge, like, okay, hey, Echo, super into cavalry. Zoo Soul, super into cavalry. Wow, super into cavalry. And then NTS, super into cavalry. And then you can kind of scroll down. Okay, well, we got some orange people here. Okay, we got a little bit of a reddish orange here. Maybe that's AMZ, maybe that's AC. Kind of forgets. Or it may actually be HWG down there. That's crazy. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay, so here was their leaderboard. It was MN and HWG mostly. This one had like a healthy mix, eh? 219, 222, 223, and 220 all getting in there. GG's to QQ, by the way. I saw him barely snipe that right at the end. So yeah, maybe this isn't even like a super competitive kingdom, because there's, I guess aside from HWG, I mean, there's so many people in this list. I think this is kind of incredible. Wait, there's 221 as well. There's 5 different kingdoms in the leaderboard for this KVK. So yeah, that's a pretty crazy cluster. If I was going to give anybody in this bracket some advice, if like any of them are trying to restructure, dude, move, go to server 330. There's no king there. There's no kingdoms around you. Free grade heights forever. And you don't have to be in this competitive bracket. So that's something you can use this spreadsheet for as well. You can see they were competitive last time as well, amongst the highest. So yeah, that's just going to keep on happening. I don't know if any of these kingdoms are looking to restructure at all, because I'm pretty sure they're all solid. But yeah, this is just unfortunate and kind of what you find yourself in. That was the thing before with the younger or the older servers as well. Pre-90, there was a lot of massive clusters in here, but since a lot of these guys have kind of spread out, so it's not as much of an issue now as it used to be. But yeah, let me know what you think about this heat map in the comments below, and if you would like for me to do this again next grade heights, please do let me know, because this does take a long time. I think that the most tedious thing is going in and just going through the animation. I didn't include that in my time calculation, what they said earlier, because that, like, I'm just talking about like actually recording the data. But going through all of the accounts, like the day before Great Heist, that took me like 4 hours just to go through and skip through the forced animations. Maybe it was like 3.5 or something, but it was absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, if you appreciate the effort put into this video, do me a favor and let me know in the comments. Thanks. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these brackets. Like maybe let's go ahead and take a look at this one here that I said that maybe one of these guys should migrate to. Here we are in the Kingdom 329 through 336 range, and yeah, 3.6 million power per 10th. That's kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and scroll down. 45 people pushing 1 million power. 100th place, 460,000 power. So definitely, if you're looking for somewhere to migrate to, it's safe to say there ain't nobody down here. First place, 5.5 million power. Yep. These guys are also in a spread of different alliances, you could say. 4 people in the top 10 from Luna, but I mean, cumulatively, it's like half of the 10th place score of Echo. Like, I'm not saying that Echo should migrate, But maybe if you're in a kingdom in a more competitive bracket and you don't have a full 200 players, I'm not sure if anyone in that bracket I pointed out earlier meets that criteria, but maybe you could look at migrating, because this is, you know, it's just begging you. Like, come on, migrate to us. Get free grade heights forever. Because if you migrate somewhere, it's very unlikely another kingdom is going to follow you. And if you can go from getting 1 to 2 skins per grade heights to 10, maybe 9, but most likely 10, that's a really good thing to have for your kingdom long term. Anyways, enough ranting on that. Let's go back to my home kingdom on my main account instead of all these farm accounts here, and yeah, we'll wrap up the video there. One thing that I would like to do before we end this video is give a shout out to Prolex here, who is a free-to-play player who unlocked his T5 and won grade heights just like I did. So GG's to you, man. I am pretty sure Prolex is the second player to get a grade height skin as free-to-play. Someone can correct me down below if I'm wrong, because I think Shiso gave up on his push for it on his free-to-play account. I'm not sure, but yeah, if anyone knows of any other free-to-play that have gone in grade heights, definitely let me know, or let Boss Nasty know. I guess that's something that he would probably be interested in. But yeah, pretty crazy accomplishment, and I'm definitely going to make a video at some point on how to win grade heights as free-to-play. I know I've been saying that for a while. I said I was going to do it last time that I won, but I've just never found the time for it. But yeah, I think that it's something that I can probably get done before the next grade heights at least. Anyways, yeah, GG's to Prolex. But yeah, that was the grade heights video. I do enjoy making the videos like this on grade heights. I just didn't have time to do it in the last couple of days, so hopefully you guys don't mind that it is a little bit late. And again, like I said earlier, if you would like for me to continue doing this, please let me know down below. The ROI for me personally makes absolutely no sense, because you're spending, I don't know, give or take, like with the video editing and everything, like 12 to 15 hours of my time. But hey, if enough people are interested in seeing this information and the way that I present it, then I guess it is worth doing. With that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you can look forward to some PvP content coming in the future once we eventually have the ability to start fighting. If we go ahead and click over here, I mean, these guys are probably still fighting, right? Yeah. They got a fog down too. Man, I am so jealous. Let's turn simple mode off for fun here, just to have a little bit of chaos here in the end of the video. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fight for well over 2 weeks. We just got to sit here in zone 1 and farm mana. I really want to get into the action, man. Hopefully we can prove ourselves to these G1 kingdoms. It should be a bunch of fun. Anyways, with that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.